What's up, guys? It's Chris.
Warning, before attempting any plumbing repairs, make sure you shut off the main water to your home. What's up, guys? It's Chris with Plumbing Explained, and today we're going to be installing the Flo by Moen. If you don't already know about this device, you didn't come here because you just wanted to know how to install it, you already own it. I highly suggest there will be a couple links in the description that will be able to fill you in everything you need to know about the device and why people are buying this device and why it's actually a pretty cool device. Other than that, guys, if you're just here to figure out how to install this device and you want to know how to install it, here we go. We're going to jump right into that right now. Okay, guys, so step number one, before you even get to the point that I'm at right here in the video, you want to make sure that you sat down with the homeowner, that they have the app on their phone, and that they've paired the device with their phone. You need to do that before the device is installed. That's recommended by Flo, the company that makes this device. The second thing you want to make sure is that they have a strong Wi-Fi signal at the device, because the device operates off of Wi-Fi. The third thing you want to make sure is that they have an outlet, an electrical outlet nearby, because the device requires an outlet, or they're going to run an extension cord to it. Once you've got all those things figured out, you can go ahead and shut the water down to the house, relieve the pressure, open a couple faucets, and begin your install. Now, remember, this unit needs to be installed on the main water line pretty much just after the pressure reducing valve, the PRV, or your main shutoff if you don't have a PRV. It needs to be on your main water line just after your main shutoff and your PRV, or just after your main shutoff if you don't have a PRV, okay? Once you've got that figured out, you're going to take your measurements. They're all different. There's, I think, 1 1/4 inch, a 1 inch, and a 3/4. I'm using the 3/4 here. The 1 inch unit here. So I made my measurements. I put on my 2 copper male adapters. I soldered those up. And as you can see, I'm using a piece of copper and my heat shield to pull the copper off the wall and then protect the wall from my flame. That way I don't damage the wall when I'm doing my soldering. That just, that shows that you care about what you're doing. And, if you're a plumber or a handyman or anybody out there doing work, it's very important that you show to your customer that you care what you're doing. That's how you gain a return customer out of that person. And, it's just good to take pride in what you do, period. If you're a homeowner, I'd be a lot more lenient on you because you're the homeowner and, you're just trying to get stuff done, right? You're just trying to save a couple of bucks and get stuff done. And I got that. That's great. Don't call me because you're not going to save a couple of bucks calling me. You might save a couple of bucks compared to the other guys, but you get what I'm saying. So, and I'll be the first to admit, these probably aren't the 2 cleanest, most beautiful solder joints, but it's hard to solder on a vertical, guys. And, this day I remember this day, I wasn't having the greatest day to begin with. So rather than shoot a bunch of excuses down at you, I'll just agree with you. Hate on those joints all you want. Now, you'll notice if you follow the channel, this is just something I always do. It's just habit. I know some people disagree with it, but this is what I do. I always hit my solder joints with some flux after I've soldered. It kind of cleans the joint up a little bit. It makes it look nice, a lot cleaner. And I don't think it causes any problems, but some guys will say otherwise. So that's just something I've always done. And I think it makes, like I said, it just makes the joints look a lot nicer. So if you do that, no shame on you. And it's never caused me a problem. So, keep doing it. Another thing I do is I wear these gloves. You can wear the gloves that have just either rubber gloves, anything that'll just protect the palms of your hands when you're soldering, because flux is really acidic and it can really just jack your hands up, make them crack and peel real easy and itchy, and it just sucks when you get flux on your hands. So make sure you always wear some types of gloves when you're soldering, because getting flux on your hands really sucks, especially if you've got any open cuts. Oh my goodness, flux could be like some type of torture device, some torture method. You're always going to want to wipe your copper down. Also, make sure you get all that flux off of the copper once you've made your solder joints. You want to make sure that you wipe your joints down thoroughly. I mean, I even oftentimes will sand them down again and then wipe them down just to make sure I got all the flux off. And if you want to be really neat and you don't want them ever to corrode, you spray some WD-40 on them and they'll stay nice and shiny for a very long time. So the next step is either using Teflon tape or pipe dope on the threads of the male adapters that you soldered onto the copper. These are going to be, you're using this either Teflon tape or pipe dope because you're going to be threading on the female unions that come with the flow device. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, guys, is I do have a couple videos on soldering and how to solder and like my tips and tricks on soldering. So if you don't know how to solder and you're not comfortable with soldering, go check those videos out, man. I mean, soldering is not as scary as it can appear to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. So you may not be the best at it, but I'm pretty sure that, a beginner can get by soldering this this device in no problem. By the way, guys, we're very close to our 500 subscriber giveaway. I think we're less than 40 subscribers away, something like 30 subscribers away. We're gaining daily. Make sure that you share the videos, like the videos, subscribe to the video. I'm out here trying to help you guys. I'm just out here trying to stop these shady plumbing companies from taking advantage of people. I want to be able to bring some more respect back to my trade, and I hope that people, after seeing us and seeing what this community is all about and what we've built here, what we're building here, I hope people will have a little bit more respect from plumbers and stop thinking that we're just a bunch of guys whose butt cracks are hanging out, and charging more money than we're worth, because that's not the case. Granted, I know that my butt is hanging out a lot in a lot of these videos, and I apologize about that. And I have straightened my act up since filming a lot of these videos. I promise you that. So make sure when you're tightening the unions down that you back the copper pipe up with another pair of channel locks or some sort of pliers or pipe wrench, because the last thing you want to do is twist that copper pipe down. If you twist it or maybe break a solder joint or something. So just make sure that you have another pair of pliers or pipe wrench there backing that male adapter up. Put pressure back towards you while you're tightening the union adapter down. And also, obviously, make sure that the plastic part of the union is on before you tighten and facing the right way before you tighten that brass adapter down, or you're going to have to take it all apart again. Now, the unit comes with 2 rubber washers that you're going to want to install, and you can grease these up if you'd like. You don't have to, but I didn't. But yeah, you could. It wouldn't hurt to use some plumber's grease on them. And then when you install the vise, you want to make sure that the arrow is going that way, right? So you want it to be going with the flow towards the house. The letters flow should be closer towards the PRV or the shutoff valve. And the flow should be going up towards the house. Now go ahead and tighten up those unions. Don't over tighten them though. I mean, I would, recommend maybe getting them a little tight with your channel locks, but don't over tighten them. Well, looks like I'll give it about a half of a turn here. A half to maybe 3/4 of a turn is what I gave them with my channel locks. I wouldn't go any more than that. The manufacturer recommends you turn the water on very slowly, and that's something that they stress. So make sure you turn the water on very slowly. Once you've got the water on, you're going to want to go ahead and plug it in, turn the power on, and then go over to your customer and troubleshoot the valve with them. Have them run a health test, check their usage, their temperature, There's all kinds of cool things that they can do with their app. Okay, guys, so I hope this helped. I hope you guys are having a great day. And like I said, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And take care, guys. We've got more stuff coming. If you want to see more, ring the bell.